Testing, testing, 1 and 2. What is up? What is up, everybody? About to go live. Thanks for hanging out. If you are hanging in right now on the intro screen, about to switch over in just a sec. Test 1, 2. Hello, everybody. Just about to switch over. Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, sorry it's been a while since I've been back on stream. Glad to be back. Got a little bit new of a setup in the studio, a little bit of different camera and stuff, so hope that it works out good today. How have you been? What's new with you guys? Anything new with you guys? You guys doing okay? Just opening up, popping open Ableton here. Going to answer some questions. Lucas reached out to me and wanted to get some information about Ableton and learn some music production today. So I figured, why not take the opportunity to go ahead and just do a music production stream. So I think that's what we're going to do today. Still get everything set up and working. If you're out there in the chat, thank you for stopping by. We got simulcast 2 going on YouTube as well as Twitch today. So if you are having trouble with Twitch, or if you're on YouTube and you want to be more interactive, you can come over to Twitch. You can do a little bit more on Twitch. I tend to like it better just for the more interactive stuff that you can do. Like on some days I'll be doing song requests. You can actually do your song requests in the chat and stuff like that. But today, feel free to ask me some questions if you have questions. Have trouble with Twitch, or if you're on YouTube and you want to be more interactive, you can come over to Twitch. One second, get an echo there. Twitch. I tend to like it better just for the more interactive stuff that you can do. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of an echo going on there. I was trying to get my chat going and I accidentally turned on the volume. All right, so I think we are up and running pretty good now. Just waiting on Ableton to fire up. I think Ableton should be almost ready to go here. Had to dust the computer off. It actually had dust on it from not being in the studio. I've been performing a lot recently and have not been in the studio, so it's been a little bit different. I just started up the chat too, so if I missed any chats or anything like that, I'm sorry about that. If I missed anybody, feel free to drop another line in the chat if I missed you. How are you doing though? I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you're having a good week. It's starting to feel like spring here in Florida. And if you're locked down still, I'm sorry. Don't mean to make you feel bad, but you're always welcome to come here to Florida and hang out with us. But it's starting to be a beautiful, beautiful spring here. And that's why I've been so busy, is everything's been getting back into full effect again with the gigs and things like that. So as most of you know, I'm a live performer, and anybody new to the stream, I do live performances about 3 or 4 days a week. So I'm usually offline doing those, but I'm trying to manage an online stream too, and sometimes actually send you guys the stream from my offline performance. And today is something newer, not really that new, but something new compared to what I've been doing with song requests and things like that. I've been trying to switch over into Ableton Live production and show you guys a little bit more about music producing. So I'm just pulling up a song here. Let me switch over to the Ableton screen so you guys can see what's going on here. Just pulling up a song. I got a bunch of old songs that I've been looking at switching over into a full song. What I do is I take my song ideas and basically kind of take them from a concept and then put them into an actual real song. So a lot of the ideas that you'll see here, like the last one that we worked on for film and TV music, it was just like totally just a bunch of different samples and concepts that I put together, and we mixed that last time. So if you get a chance to check out that last stream, I believe the title of that last live stream was called Music for Film and TV, and producing music for film and TV, and I showed you guys exactly my process and my workflow of that. Be glad to show you a little more of that today too, if you'd like. Today is open for questions. If you guys have any questions about Ableton Live in general, about how it works, I'll be glad to answer those questions and be glad to show you the whole deal. So let me just make sure I've got volume coming through here, because again, this is the first time I've actually fired everything up on the live stream here in quite a while. So let me just make sure I got volume here coming through. Bear with me. I'll try to make sure it's not too blasting loud for you guys. Nope, no volume yet. Let me get that switched over. What's new with you guys? Anything new? Has anybody got any new experiences or anything new to talk about out there? Have you written any songs? Or have you gotten any new equipment, any new music equipment? I know we have some musicians out there and some people who do music production too. So tell me if you got anything new or what you have been up to. Would love to hear about it. Okay, just gonna do another sound check here to make sure I got volume coming through. Let's see what we got here. There we go. This is a new one I've been working on. Let me know if it's too loud for you guys. Veronica says she's only experienced playing the flute with the nose. Nose flute. I feel you, Veronica. Some people say I've been good at mouth trumpet. I can play some mouth trumpet. Let me try to play some mouth trumpet, see how this goes over. Oh, hold on, I gotta put some reverb on that. This should be interesting. Okay, I got the reverb coming on now. Coming online. A little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to effects. So there's my mouth trumpet right there, Veronica. Veronica's got the nose flute, I've got the mouth trumpet. All right. You guys didn't know you were signing up for some mouth trumpet today, did you? All right, so that's the track right there. As you can see, the title, well, as you cannot see the title, well, the title, concept title of this one is called Tycho Try Hard. Originally, it started out with some guitars that I thought was going to be like a Tycho song, but obviously that's way different than Tycho right there. That's more of like a EDM/pop vibe now. Not really sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. This one is like almost to the mixing stage. I'm just doing some more transitions and some more builds and things right now with it. The pianos, here's the most recent one I've added. I had the pianos, and I added these chords in. I played these, and basically due to the fact that it was lacking a lot of I don't know what you would call it. It's a texture, like it was just like sort of like it was lacking like a lot of bass. The guitar itself was just sounding too thin itself. Here's what I got for guitars without the piano. Here's without. Okay, and here's with the piano. All right, so that's the most recent addition there, the grand pianos, as well as the little guitar track that my friend Clayton Bush put in. Clayton and I did this one day over at his place, and it was a really cool lick that he came up with. He's quite a guitar player, and I talked him into doing this lead. Here's the lead. Just a nice little riff, you know, that he came up with. And then you got that over top of the main riffs. With the main riffs, here we go, all together. So that's the idea. So first thing first, let me go over some keyboard shortcuts with you guys. You can see me bouncing around the screen a lot, and you guys are probably wondering how I'm bouncing around the screen, zooming in, zooming out, and stuff like that. For all you Ableton people out there, here's some keyboard commands that would really help you out with this arrangement view. One that I just did there was the zoom, where you zoom in on the waveform or you zoom in on the MIDI clips. All you hit is Z, and that will zoom in and bring up similar to what it looks like here in the MIDI note editor, if you like it like that. And then to go back down is H on the keyboard. So H is half, and then Z is full. And then if you want to zoom all the way out, you can see where it's zooming right in and out with the magnifying glass up there at the top. You can either pull up and down with your magnifying glass with the mouse like that, as you're holding down your left mouse button, or you can hit the W key, and the W key will give you full screen like that. And again, this is an Ableton Live question and answer today. I think Lucas had some questions about Ableton Live. So I just wanted to fire up Ableton Live, kind of get back into it, kind of get myself reoriented with it, because it's been about a week since I've been into the studio. So we will go through this together, and I'll be glad to show you guys some stuff. And we may start a new idea today too. But for now, I just wanted to kind of get oriented here and show you a new track too that I'm working on. The last one that we worked on, the live music, the film and TV live music song, I've not put that one out yet on Spotify, or I've not pitched that one on Songtrader yet. But I'm going to start just putting a playlist together where I have songs that we do on stream together, where you guys can have them and listen to them and feel like, you know, that you're a part of those songs too, because you are. And I respect any input or feedback that you have on them too. Feel free. I hope I'm getting chats here. Let me switch over real quick and make sure I'm getting all the chats. I think I may have missed one. I think we're okay. Thank you, Veronica. It's good to see you back on the stream. I know it's been a long time, so how are you surviving? Are you surviving okay with the lockdown over there? Has it gotten any better? Hopefully it's gotten a little bit better. I know it's been really bad over there. Okay. So I was trying to do the chat on my phone, and it looked like it was not working, but I think it is now. Hopefully. I'm trying to go to chat only. There we go. Let's see if that works. All right, so I'm going to switch back over. I guess we'll kind of get started with some basics in Ableton. I hate to start with a full song like this because it's kind of overwhelming. For you guys to kind of look at a whole song like this. If you want, we can take it apart. But I think that it might be better if we start with some basics in Ableton Live production. The only thing that I want to wrap up on this one, though, before we do switch over to like a new idea or a new song, would be I wanted to look at the grand piano to see if there was a way to switch the grand piano maybe a little higher on the choruses, because as you can see right now on the verses, this is what I got in the verses right here. Okay, so if we take that over and put it in to the chorus, or we go over to the chorus. I think this is part of the chorus here. Right about here, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right there. I'm thinking let's split that clip in half right there in the middle on bar 17, and that is Command E. So I just split that clip in half with Command E. That's how I did that. And then what I want to do is open up these MIDI notes, double click these, pulls them up in the MIDI editor. Kind of counterintuitive for me to have both of these open, so I'm going to bring these back down to a smaller screen here for you where you can see a little better. There we go. Okay, so here we are right here. Kind of give you a little more context of where we're at. Here we are in 17, and we're looking at the second part of that, which is this part, I believe. Let me make sure I split that up right. Maybe, yeah, maybe right there on the chorus where it comes in, 21 is actually where I need to be. So let me zoom. To zoom in on a specific area too, guys, you've got another one up at the top. This is called the overview. I like using the overview when I get a lot of tracks because it's hard to go and fit a lot of the tracks in and out because of the clip view window. So with the overview, you can drag inside the overview up at the top here, and it'll let you drag through the entire song. And you can also see the tracks up there too, so you don't have to keep zooming in and zooming out. That's another little tip for you if you're doing any production in Ableton Live. It is a little clunky at first. Like if you're having trouble, navigating in Ableton Live, it is a little bit weird at first. I definitely will admit that. Still trying to get my chat going here. I think I'm having some kind of an issue here with the connection, but let me switch back and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Veronica says, still closed, still home, watching series and playing. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Veronica. Well, I'm glad that I'm here hanging out with you today at least. And I'm still going to continue these live streams as much as I can with the new gigs that are coming in. I'm going to try to continue to do some live song requests and some live streams from the shows and stuff too, so you guys can see some shows. I'll try again tomorrow too to send you guys a live stream from my show. I'm playing tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. and I will try to get that going where you guys can see that. Right now, let me go ahead and make sure that I got my chat where I can see it. For whatever reason, it's not working on this phone, so I'm going to try it on another phone here where I can see it better. It's maybe due to Restream. I think I maybe, since I'm using Restream, I didn't have... Sorry, I missed you guys when you were chatting earlier before. Just going to log in real quick. Lucas, are you out there today? Lucas was going to hang out with us today. He had some questions about Ableton Live. What version of Ableton Live do you have, Lucas? Do you have the live intro? Ableton Live intro? Or are you using the full version, Ableton Live standard or suite? I've got Ableton Live 10 suite, and it seems to work pretty good for what I'm doing with full-scale productions. Okay, got the chat now where I can actually see it. Sorry about that again, guys. I'm not sure what happened with my connection on Twitch. For whatever reason, Twitch wasn't showing up. Let me just grab a stand for this. BRB. Okay. All right. Just have to turn my screen, make sure my screen doesn't go off too. There we go. Thanks for hanging in with me. Again, it's been a while since I've been on stream, so everything is kind of new in a way again, so kind of getting everything oriented and set up where I can deal with it and not miss anything either. All right, so let's pull those chords in. I think we're on 21, bar 21. What I'm going to do is pull those up. As you see, like when I just clicked on those, it pulled them up in the MIDI, excuse me, MIDI note editor. And what I want to do now is unfold all those chords where I can see the full piano view or full piano roll. Hey, there we go. Now I'm getting chats. Hey, Veronica. Veronica says, how were your performances? They were too late. Yes, they were kind of late with our time zone changes or time zone differences. They're going really, really good. And it's really exciting to be performing live again. I tell you what, it's like almost like having a new job, because of all the people, it's been spring break too, and it's been a totally different scene. Like the scene has been like completely different now with all of the new people coming in. We've had so many people coming in from New York and New Jersey, of course. And yeah, I'm sorry they're so late. I think you'll get to catch mine tomorrow though. I'm going to be doing a performance tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So check me out tomorrow. I should be live from San Sebastian Winery again. And I will have a pretty cool view for you too. It's on like a rooftop, and it's overlooking like this beautiful city view of St. Augustine and the San Sebastian Inlet. So I will send you guys an update on Discord. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate it. And I'm so glad you're here today too. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you hanging out. It means a lot. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to be consistent with these live streams. I've just been trying to survive as well, and tried to make as much money as I can again to try to make up for last year. And with these new opportunities to perform again, it's been giving me a good chance to get out and try to recoup my losses from last year. So I've been really focused on making sure that I get those performances. And I'm sorry if you guys feel neglected. I do apologize about that. I will try to figure out a way to be more consistent with the live streams. I think I'm getting really close to figuring that out. My roommate and one of my producers, Dr. Internet, has been helping me figure this out. So I'm really thankful for him too. So, all right, so back to this thing we're going to do to kind of increase the energy, increase the production of the song. As you can hear on this part here, this is the build. Number 17 kind of goes into the build before the chorus. And then when the drum beat comes in, that's what we're looking for right there, is a little more energy. I feel like this, I'm going to try to take all these notes here, and it comes in the chorus. And then I'm going to bump them up to another octave. I'm going to take them up a whole octave. So what you're going to do is select in the MIDI note editor, just click in there, then hit Command A, and then hold down Shift and press up. And that's going to take everything up a whole octave. And you can see they move too right here. Let me undo that. See how they move there? So I didn't want to do that for all of them. I see that it was actually doing it for all of them. So let me take a look here. Redo. Let me see what happened. Yeah, that sounds good. It sounds way better with them higher on the chorus there. And let's make sure they're still going the right direction. They're still in the same octave for the verses and for the pre-chorus, because it looks like they may have changed. Yeah, okay, they're good. This is one octave down. And then here's the ones one octave up. It sounds kind of empty to me still right now. It sounds like there could be 3 or 4 more layers of synths, or maybe even like a more pads. I'm not really sure I want to go to that trouble on this song for that, to make like a drop out of this. I feel like this is going to be like more of just like a vocal song that will kind of, a vocal will fill up the space here. But here's what I got for pads right now and synths. Here's what it's sounding like. Okay, so I've got that one, the pluck, and then I've got, there's the pluck right there. And then I've got this one as a pad. That one's kind of hard to hear. May try taking that one up to another octave. Let me try taking that up another octave actually, and just experiment with that while we're on it for a second and see how it sounds. Again, click in the MIDI note editor like that, like I just did right down there. Just click on any bar. I like clicking on like a full bar, like 1 or 2 or 3, and then hit Command A, or on a PC, Control A, or Windows A, and then hit Shift and then the up arrow. Okay, so that took it all up. You saw them move up an octave there. All right, so let's hear how that sounds now. That's pretty cool. Let's hear them together now with the pluck. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's just make sure it's not too loud with the mix. I'm mixing in headphones. I'm generally not used to mixing in headphones, so I may be making some mistakes with the mix here. You guys will be able to tell me on your phones. If you're listening on your phones, you'll be able to tell me if it's too loud or not. But let's take a listen to see if that pad that we're just working with there, that pad is too loud. Here it is in the full mix. There we go. I just turned up the volume a little more on that too, so let's hear it one more time. I'm going to put that on loop. Oh, by the way, to do the loop, I'm a key command guy, guys, so you're going to learn a lot of key commands hanging out in these Ableton live streams. The key command to loop that is Command L on a Mac, or Windows L on PC, I believe, or Control L. Okay, so it's still not cutting through very good, but that's okay. I think it's one of those things that just needs to be a subtle thing. So I'm going to leave it alone for now because it's at 0. If you really want to play around with stuff though and get it to cut through the mix a little more, you can do like what I did, which was to turn it up a little higher, like on the octaves, like we did with the notes. All we did was take all the notes up 1 octave on the choruses. Let's go back to see how that sounds on the verses. Here's the verse again. There's the low notes. It's down an octave from what we were just listening to, of course. Yeah, I think it's going to work. Again, that's something I may just leave to the mixing engineer to let him work on this. I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot of mixing on my own. I used to try to do a lot of mixing on my own, and I think a lot of times what it does is it holds me back from finishing the songs. So as long as I get it close enough that it sounds good enough to me and good enough to my ear that I know that it can be brought out by an engineer, like someone who can actually mix with the proper room and with the proper plugins. I'm missing a lot of plugins, and the room that I'm in right now is not treated. It doesn't have like an acoustic treatment in it, so it's very bright, so it's not a great room to mix in. And I don't like mixing in headphones because I don't feel like it transfers well to what it's actually going to sound like on the iPhone. So yeah, those are just a couple little things that come to my mind as I'm looking at this song, and I'm trying to tie in things that I would do normally in my music production, and then also tie in some things that you guys can learn from too, as far as Ableton Live stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask as I'm going through this stuff, or if you have any ideas too for the song, for that matter, feel free to chime in and let me know what you think. Let's see. Waiting on Lucas to come by. I think Lucas had some questions too, so I was going to hang out for a little bit longer and see if he drops in. He's talking about getting a new controller. I think Lucas is going to get like a new Akai MPK 25 key controller, and it's got like some cool pads, knobs, and keys on it. So hope you can get that controller, my man. It looks like that's going to be a good one for you. Other than that, I just need to make sure that that piano that we updated there with the higher octave is the same for the other chorus. As you can see, I don't have any markers up here either. I haven't been adding a lot of markers lately in my songs because I'm so fluid on the arrangement. A lot of times I will not make up my mind on where I want the arrangement to be until like the very last minute. So that's why I don't do, that's why you don't see any markers up here. Typically, you'll see markers, like in most programs, the markers will be up here where the numbers are. You'll see like a verse, chorus, or you know, pre-chorus or something like that to tell you where you're at with the song. And the way that I just tell now is I look in this clip overview, zooming hotspot in Ableton here, and you can drag in this and you can move the song around and you can see where you're at with the tracks. It's kind of like a good thing and a bad thing. It's not really a great habit to get into, not using markers. I would definitely suggest using markers if you can. And the way that you would put a marker in, let's go ahead and put a marker in since we're speaking of those markers. Let's at least put one in on the beginning. I'll show you guys how to do that. I think I remember how to do that. There it is. I think I saw it there. Locator on 9. I think that's the beginning right there on 9, bar 9. Nope, 5, bar 5. Yeah, so bar 5 is the intro. So create. And we're going to add locator. Yep. And as you see, it added a little locator right there, and it's highlighted. It says 1. So I'm just going to name that intro. And now when you click on that intro, you can double click on it, and it will actually start the song. And again, you can put these markers throughout each section. So like this section right here would be what I call a build or a pre-chorus. So we'll put a no in there. We'll call that pre-chorus. There we go. So there's a couple. Just to get you started, I don't really like adding a lot right now because I'm still kind of arranging this song and getting an idea for it. This song I started backwards on. I actually took a concept that I developed through Ableton rather than in my head and rather than with a guitar and a piano. And I developed a concept around a song around sound design and around a loop and a riff rather than actually making an actual verse and a chorus and putting, you know, different chord changes or like different, you know, parts of a song. I've basically taken one part of a song and made an entire song out of it, which is not a huge deal. It's just that I think for the best songs, if you're going to write a good song, I think a good song should be written first on a piano or a guitar before you even sit down at the computer. That's kind of where I believe the best songs come from. As you can see, the loop bracket's still going there too. It's kind of in the way of the markers or the locators that we put there. Let me see if there's a key command for the locator to add a locator or a marker. Locator position is subject to quantization. Double click to start, and then playback at locator. And you can set MIDI or keybinds to these as well, which is cool. So if you didn't want to use the arrangement view, if you wanted to use the session view here, and you didn't like, or excuse me, if you didn't like the session view here, you could switch over to arrangement view, and then you could MIDI keybind these different parts of your song. If you're a live performer, you could just MIDI keybind the locators is what it's saying. So what you do to do that is you would hit Command M and then click on, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, start the song. What you do is hit Command M and then you hit a key on your keyboard and it would bind it to that section of the song if you're a live performer and you want to see how that works for you live. I wouldn't suggest doing it like that. I mean, that's a quick way to do it, but I wouldn't suggest doing that. I would suggest just a totally different way of doing that. We can go in that someday about how to take your songs from arrangement like this, if you got them arranged, and then take them back over to session view over here, because this is the view right here that you're supposed to be using for live. Like whenever you're performing live, you're supposed to be using this view right here. It works a whole lot better for live, trust me. It works great because each one of these scenes is a section of the song, just like what we're looking at here. So we can go into that another day and talk about how to set your song up. If you're an Ableton Live guy or a producer and you want to play your songs live, we can talk about how to play your song live and set it up into session view. But for now, let me see if there's anything else that I'm just seeing off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure that the pianos were like that. The high pianos, I want to copy and paste that one. Command C or Control C on a PC, and then Control V or Command V on a Mac to paste. Paste it on another chorus there. Oop, that's not a chorus. So that one's fine. That's the chorus right there. So I want to delete that and paste it in there. By the way, I just had the follow off where the screen, you see the screen moving now? So the screen wasn't moving before. The reason it wasn't is because the follow button up here at the top was off. Typically I have that off when I'm working because it's kind of distracting, but for you guys I think it helps for you to be able to see the follow, where it just follows the song. All right, I want to do the same there again. I think. Let me double check. I still feel like that one pad could be louder. That one's going, there it is. So I think what I can do to turn that up a little more is to actually turn the device up a little more. Oh, it's maxed out. Master volume is maxed out on that one. Sorry, you guys can't see that. There we go. Had that in the wrong area there. So let's look at the compressor. Okay, it looks like the compressor can be turned up. The makeup gain can be turned up a little more. So let's turn it up in context with the mix a lot. I don't like soloing things. and messing with volumes with the solo on, because I feel like you're getting a wrong, you're not really hearing context. So let's hear it in context with the song. Yeah, I like that. It even sounds pretty good with the the dropout part right there too, though. I don't have that sidechain yet. I'm interested to see how that sounds with the sidechain. But the sidechain is going to be on the chorus, not that part right there. So let's hear how that sounds on the chorus with the sidechain on that. Let's grab a glue compressor from over here in Audio Effects. Man, it took me for a second to think. My brain has not been in the studio mode for so long. I've been thinking about so many other things and doing so many other things lately. It took me a second. All right, so with the glue compressor, this is one of my favorites for sidechaining. A lot of people use like just a sidechain plugin, but this is the way you actually sidechain for real. What you want to do is hit that little arrow right there on the bottom or the top of the glue compressor. That's called the Sidechain Toggle. And then you want to hit sidechain, click on that, and then you want to select your audio. You want to get your sidechain input from, I think we're coming, let me double check and see which drum track we're going from. We are doing drum track, let me solo this out and see. Yeah, that one. So that one is the 11 WMH drums, 11 WMH drums. All right, so that's where we're gonna get it from. 11 WMH drum loop. There we go. I think that's the right one. All right, and then since it's got a kick and a snare, that's not going to work as a good sidechain. So what you want to do is, first of all, change your release to a low release, like -2 milliseconds, and then your attack to very fast attack too, like 1 millisecond, like it is. Ratio, you can go up to 10 if you want. Sometimes 4 is okay. But you put an EQ on this too. So click on EQ, and what you want to do is you want to put a high pass, or excuse me, low pass, and you want to set the frequency for, I believe, 200 and below. We'll set it to where it will only get the kick drum. And now you guys will be able to hear, let me take the solo off. Now you'll be able to hear it. Let me solo the synths with it so you can actually hear it. The sidechain. Okay, gotta turn the threshold down. Let's turn that threshold down. Let's start like around. Hear the difference? You can see the needle moving too. All right, here it is without the sidechain. Here it's just very prominent. Not really a good feel. I like it more musical. Let's make it more musical. So to make it more musical, turn that threshold down. Now it kind of gives it like a little movement. Turn up some makeup gain there to give it a little more volume. As you can see, we're still getting the kick, or I'm sorry, we're still getting the snare drum in there too, so it's hitting twice. That's why the needle's moving a little bit. So I think I had the wrong filter on. Let me try with the high pass on. Almost got it. Turn that makeup gain down. Let's turn the ratio up to 10. It's a little bit overkill, but for this specific type of device or specific type of pad, I think it'll work. Veronica, are you talking about the sidechain? Why is it called sidechain? Well, it's kind of like side chick. It's kind of like having a side chick. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like Sidechick. It's basically, the reason it's called a sidechain is because what you're doing is you're taking another instrument, you're taking another track, and you're inputting another track into that track. So you're using one track to trigger another track. Yeah, the compressor. I think if you're talking about the sidechain, it's basically what it's doing, it's taking a part of another track and it's connecting it to that track. So you have two tracks that are connected together through a side chain. And typically in the music and the audio world, a chain is basically devices that you have together, different devices. So you'll have a chain of devices. And so this is a side chain, which is a part of a chain or part of devices, but it's just a side. It's not a full chain. It's just like one side chain. So it's typically just something that you would use, just for this specific effect. Let me go back and make sure I had the right filter on here. I think I answered your question, Veronica. Is that the let me know if I didn't answer your question correctly, if that's what you're asking. I hope I answered your question correctly. So this is the high pass. There we go. Let's see if I can get this right. There we go. Okay, so what I had to do is put the low pass on. I had the wrong one on. I had the high pass on instead. So the low pass is going to be set. Let's set that like around 150. Let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. Okay, so I think that's going to work. Let me take off the solos and let's listen to it in the mix now and see how that blends with the mix. Guys, typically too, that's the only time I'm going to use a solo button is when I'm sidechaining, so I can actually hear what's going on with the sidechain or hear what's going on with the compressor, because a lot of times it's hard to hear what's going on with the sidechain or the compressor if you don't have it soloed. So that's the only reason that I was soloing those tracks right there. Typically, I don't like to solo when I mix. I like to keep the full mix going and mix the track with the mix. So that's a good habit to get into if you're new to producing and new to music. Okay, cool. Yes, Veronica, I'm glad that made sense. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm sorry if I didn't understand or explain correctly. Sometimes it's hard to explain some of these concepts. Because really, honestly, it's very detailed. Like it's very, it has a lot of steps to it and it has a lot of background to it with the audio engineering world. All right, let's hear how it sounds in the chorus. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear it. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And here's without it, just so you guys can hear it without it, to see what it'd be like without the sidechain. Here's with no sidechain on the pad. Okay, and here's with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just noticed that I had it set way too hard on the threshold. So what I did is I just turned the threshold down a little more to around -16 because as you could hear, it was when it was cutting out the frequencies on the downbeats, it was cutting it a little too harshly, which was over compressing it. So here's what I did to make up for it. I just added a little makeup gain, like 3 decibels of makeup gain, and then turned it down where it's not going past 10 right there on the compressor. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take it out on the parts without. On the parts without that drum beat. Let me hear it again. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's good. It's good. And the reason that I say it's good, and I don't want to tweak the volume a little more anymore on that, I'm actually turning it down right now. You can see me turning it down right there. The reason I'm turning that down is because it is a little bit too loud right there on that part on the end when the chorus drums aren't in there. And the reason I say it's good too, the other reason I think it's good is because I'm going to add one more pad on top of that to fill in the volume that's missing there, because I feel like there is still some space that needs to be filled there in the chorus. So let's just add in conclusion today in this music production stream of conclusion, since there's no more questions and I don't see anything from Lucas yet. We will add one more pad here in conclusion. My favorite synthesizer to use is called Serum, and Serum is an amazing device. You can get, I think you can get it through, let's see, Xfer is the name of the company, Xfer, I believe. This is what it looks like. But anyway, yeah, it's just called Serum. But it's a great synth. It's one of the best synthesizers out there. You don't have to have this to make good music. Ableton comes standard with Operator and also Wavetable. Wavetable and Operator are great synthesizers, and you can make them sound like Serum if you know what you're doing. But Serum kind of shortcuts it a little bit for you and also gives you some cooler effects. So what I'm going to do first is duplicate this track, this first Serum, and that is Command D on Mac, or Windows D, or Control D on PC. And then rename the track Command R, and this is going to be called Serum 3. Always keep your naming conventions as good as you can. Don't worry about your colors for now. I usually color code everything towards the end. I'm not that obsessive, but it does get a little crazy. It can get out of hand, so be careful. Then after that, we want to turn off, no, we'll keep the glue compressor on. We'll turn off this auto filter. We don't need this auto filter. That was for the other Serum, Serum 1. We're now on Serum 3. And now let's find another pad. We'll loop this, Command L. You can hear it just got really loud. That pad got really loud. It's because there's two of the same pad playing now. So what I want to do is I want to find a pad that is a little bit similar to that one. That one's called Hurt. This is a favorite one of mine right here, Angel Dust. Okay, Polyphony is on 8. That's good. By the way, guys, check this Polyphony out right here on Serum. If you've never used Serum before, make sure you turn your Polyphony down. Sometimes a lot of these presets will come at 16. Turn the Polyphony down to 8 at least, because it will overload your computer if you don't have like a really fast computer like me. I've only got 8 gigabytes of RAM in my computer, so I typically have to turn this Polyphony down so that it won't blow up my computer. So that's another little tip for you too. If you're having some trouble up there, you can see it in the CPU load meter up there at the top right hand corner. I'm only sitting at 22% on my CPU, which is not too bad, but when we start playing, you can see it goes up like 50. Wow. Okay, you can hear the Angel Dust is a little bit loud, obviously. And also it's in the wrong key. It's in the wrong octave, I mean. So let's take, quick way to fix that is to use the MIDI pitch. If you don't want to change the notes, which I don't really feel like changing the notes right now because I feel like I could find a pad in the same note range that would work. So I'm going to add a MIDI pitch effect in there before it. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to pitch it up 12, which is a whole octave. Okay, so now it's pitched up a whole octave and I didn't have to change the notes. So that's the second way that you can actually change your notes from one octave to the other. And typically an instrument will sound completely different almost if you change the octave from one octave to the other. So experiment. If the one instrument is close to what you like it to sound like, but just not working, try changing the octave. Just use the pitch effect or change the notes. I'm being lazy right now and I'm just using the pitch effect. So let's hear how the Angel sounds, Angel Dust pad sounds with that. I'm going to turn that down a little more because it was pretty loud. Let's go to 10. That's actually pretty good. That gives like a lot of bass. You can hear like a lot of fullness and bass now. Let's hear it isolated, soloed. I'm not really sure the glue compressor is working really to the benefit of that. I'm going to turn the glue compressor off with the sidechain off on that. That's not bad. I feel like it's a little muddy. So I'm going to take off the sidechain again. Okay, the reason that they're not in time, that they're not going in time, they're a little bit off time, is the attack. You can see the attack envelope here is a little bit long. It's at 2 milliseconds. So I'm going to change the attack. I'm going to change it to a little bit quicker attack. Let's do 1 millisecond. Much better. Much better. The attack was a lot different on the other one. The attack on the Hurt pad was, yeah, almost the same. It was at 802, so I can go ahead and adjust that. Let's go ahead and adjust that to 1 millisecond. There we go. All right, so it's still a little loud. We're gonna take it down just a little bit more. Typically, I like to stop at 10 on the fader itself, on the track volume. I usually like to stop at 10. I don't like to adjust the track volume any lower than 10. If you do, you're gonna have mixing problems where the fader doesn't work as well. I think if you're not adjusting your volumes of whatever you're using to match around -10 or below, like closer to 0, you're not doing very good job at mixing. That's why I don't do a lot of mixing, guys, is because it's a whole nother art, and it's a whole nother technical thing. But just for now, know that if you go below 10 with your volumes, you need to turn your device down. So in the instance of this one and the Angel Dust pad, we're going to turn this device down a little more. That way it's kind of leveled out and it's at the proper volume at -10. That way it gives us enough headroom to adjust up or turn things up in the mix, or a mixing engineer has enough headroom in a mix to turn things up. Let's hear that again. Sorry, with everything. I'm going to turn the glue compressors back on, the side chains back on now that we have everything going again, to give, to get the drums a little more room to work. Okay, I'm not really sure I like that pad, the Angel Dust. It sounds okay, like it's got a lot of low end. I like the low end, it's really good. I think there could be a better one. There could be a little better one. So let's just try one more. I like that one a lot. The Carelessness is always a good one too. It's got the electro and sub bass in there and a lot of low end. All right, cool. Take the pitch off. I forgot I had the pitch on too. Wow, that's kind of cool. If you have headphones on or you're listening on a good stereo system, you can hear that sub bass really kicking through. That fills in a lot of low end. I think I'm going to stick with that one. That one definitely hits a sub bass. It's got the sub bass in the oscillator B right there. That sub bass is really nice. Here's what it sounds like on its own. So that gives us like a bass too, kind of like a bass for the song. All right, guys. So just one more time from the top here to kind of give you context on what we just heard. All right, so I'm getting a little clashing there on the low ends. The low end of this synth is clashing with the other. That one is clashing with the other, and it's not really working with the mix anymore. So there's some mixing that needs to be done there to mix those synths together. But I'm pretty happy with it, though. The sub bass sounds great. And I think we're well on my way to finishing this song up. Again, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to ask some questions. If you have anything, let me know. Lucas, if you're out there, be glad to answer some questions for you. Hope you learned some things today. And if you are new to the stream, thank you for stopping by. Drop into the Discord, and I will let you know when the next stream is. I'm going to be doing a live show tomorrow from San Sebastian Winery in St. Augustine, Florida. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I will try to get the live stream set up from the show tomorrow if I can. I can't guarantee it, but I will definitely try my best to get it started at 1 p.m. Or maybe closer to actually like 1:30, 1:45 p.m. That would give me time to actually set up my stuff where I can actually get going live, because setting up the live and then also setting up for the people there is a little different. Or a little challenging to get both going at the same time. So let's say 1:30, 1:45 tomorrow is when it will start. And I'll have a special live performance from San Sebastian Winery in St. Augustine, Florida. Let me drop the link in to Discord in case you're on YouTube and you want to join with us and do Discord. Also in the YouTube About section, you can see my Discord link there as well, in case you can't get this. But right now I'm going to send you the invite link. There we go. So there's the Discord too. If you guys want to jump in on YouTube, you guys can jump in on YouTube directly right there with that link I just dropped in the chat. And feel free to ask any questions or give me any feedback in the Discord, or check the announcements for the announcement sections for when the new streams are coming, the new live streams are coming. Appreciate you guys hanging out, Veronica especially. And I will see you tomorrow afternoon around 1:30 or 1:45 Eastern Time for a live performance. Love you guys. Stay safe and have a great night tonight. I'll catch you later.